Welcome. You're not at all what I expected. I am Sagril, Chancellor of Windermere. She said you were beautiful, although I have noticed that she has peculiar tastes. You're just in time. Our little army is building up quite nicely. I was beginning to fear that we'd actually have to execute the lady's plans, ludicrous as they are. Please, it is just Sagril. I am no knight. I only recently came of age. The maid seized me just as I was leaving my hollow, as though she had been waiting. The great cycle has left me vacant, but I am no friend of the Maid of Windermere. Though the Winter Ballads name her a hero, her favourite role is the heartless tyrant. Every summer ballad ends in the maid's defeat. Time and again she has played the villain. Now she intends to change that permanently, and she has the power to do so. This army is not a new device, not at all. It is all part of the great ballad Cursed Kingdom, in which fair Queen Bellmaid reduces the maid's army to a scattered mob. The beasts in this village may act civilized, but they are anything but. Cross them and they will kill you, just like their wild cousins would. It is the source of her power and of her madness. Normally she's not so terrible to be around, if you don't mind plotting and treachery, that is. Of course you are, forgive me. I often forget that my time with the House of Ballads is past. Now I am but a prisoner of the maid. We all are. You see, this place, it's calm. It is only an illusion. The maid uses her strange crystals to pacify the beasts, just as she enchants our friends. We must destroy the crystals to earn our freedom, but they are invisible to all but the maid. It is her song that calls them. The crystals are hidden around the village and forest of Summer's End. You cannot see them with the naked eye. They appear only when summoned by a musical tone. What are you doing here?
And like the rakish Sir Sagril, Bellmaid snuck through entrance to glade, and found the source of evil there, a crystal of fame. She took in hand, and, singing like the lark, she ended the enchanting age that deepened in the dark. The creatures freed, released from spell, became savage once more. The crystal posed a threat to Fae. Bellmaid had to smash the ore. By Belmaid's might, a house of ballads heroine, who brought to darkness light. She may be queen of Wenson's throne, but learn you well this tale. A woman's strength lies not in men, but where men often fail.
Hello! Quite a display, my friend. It makes me proud to share a name. You made quick work of the maid's army. The lady herself, however, will prove more formidable. Take this. It's the key to the village bell house. That bell rings with the same tone as the flute, only louder. So loud it can be heard across these high mountains. The toll will break the enchantment on the maid's castle. Then you will have your chance. Make the most of it, my friend. It may be your last. And now I am free. I do hope we meet again. I would like you to have this. It's a talisman. I have no need of it where I am going. Just above the chantry. The door to the castle is warded, but once you ring the bell, that ward will be no more. May your gods protect you.
Welcome to my home, beloved. I hope it suits your fancy, for you will never leave it. The fates of Creth and Aermer are on your head, my love. Those good knights were victims of this decaying pattern, sacrifices to the House of Ballads. As for the others, they will fulfill their roles shortly. Each has been saved, freed from their well-worn paths. They walk a new road now. My road. I loathe this rock. Its chilled corridors and dripping ceilings. Its whispering haunts of a past long dead. I no more wish to be the queen of this castle as I do to return to it again and again. I will escape its legacy. That is a promise. Wenson is here, along with his court of enchantments. The great halls and corridors echo with their voices, of the ancient stories told and forgotten. It is time to begin anew, for we write the final chapter of the House of Ballads. Only when the memory of ancient glories has faded, can new glory be forged. Everything you see, the castle and all that resides in it, could be yours. That includes my love. Consider it.
And to the dawn, to the echoed dusk, I, the king of ancient ballads, scepter of this house, the falcon of Detir, annihilator of Elkmar, and on, languish in a sanctified seat. We will hear no more from broken sages, nor listen when we venture forth alone. These wintry beckons with the brazen gull that calls and boasts to others of her kind, from Magwir, maid of Windermere, that once again enraptured me in my hollow.
Sagmal, you've come at last. It's time to cross swords with one worthy of your talents. You have caused the maid much grief, and that saddens me. Luckily, Your death will provide her much pleasure. I've seen the world as it could be. A realm where I can be what I choose, go where I choose. The maid has enchanted me with her truth. I remember when she came, appearing before my eyes in the light like dawn. What have I done? A vile thing she is, even lower than I had dreamed. To distort the telling in so reckless a manner, it is unnatural. I don't know what became of the others, of Aermer and Kreth. To think that all of my grand companions have fallen prey to that witch. Is there anything left of it after this travesty? I do not know. Whatever remains is not what came before. It is, dare I say, new.
When night falls on the countryside, the noise of wanton, opprobrious lechery, the stench of sullen gloom, and the false corpse of sordid history exhumed to please, compounded and again interred into the womb of the past. Then am I lost. Loves her slave, a skeletal mind of sleep, a deathly pagan of submission that trembles near her touch. From ecstasy so base she laughs. She is all. I adore her. I love her without repudiation, malcontent, denial, or falsehood. At times beneath a veil of lusty happenstance, to prove there is no more of Belmaid, my old love. There is only Blackweir, only Belmaid.
At last. At last you've come. The maid has made her sick fantasy a reality. Everything she was has been warped by the prismere crystal she holds so dear. It is difficult to tell if she controls it, or if it controls her. We must escape this place. The telling has failed us, Sagril. Nothing is certain. Enchanted, all of them. All to write her twisted tale of dominance. This isn't about breaking the shackles of the past. It's about power, nothing more. I've been captured by the maid many times in the telling, and I've always escaped. This time, however, I'm afraid the outcome may prove different. If we must, but I fear I have no role in this song now. We are far beyond what is familiar. The maid will be in the courtyard, where our ballad finds its end. Come, I will show you. Perhaps then I will find the courage that is required. They're around here somewhere. We may be too late. What was she thinking?
Look at this, Olaine. The maid's old keep still has vermin lurking in its shadows. Tell me, Sagril, is there a reason we shouldn't exterminate you? I was offered a new telling. One where I no longer bowed to the will of a man who is in every way my inferior. For the first time, I was given a choice. Wait, I don't understand. What is this place? Where is Wensen? Where is my Wensen? I remember being in the court, and then only darkness. How did we get here? There is more to her than we ever anticipated. She possesses a strength, an instinct for survival that is almost mortal. She frightens me. If we know only the flow of the telling, how it moves from beginning to end, from despair to rapture. Victory is our language. It is what we are. How can there be a house of ballads built on defeat? It is unthinkable. She took us all, swept away from the House of Ballads and here to Castle Windermere. Since then, I've been veiled by the darkness, as if in a dream.
Follow me. I've been in this castle more times than I care to count. She waits in the courtyard for the king of the House of Ballads. She waits for me. For us. The crystal is how she crept into the heads of the others. How she turned the court of enchantments against us. It's not far.
Sacred vows of the rising sun. The eternal flood of a love lies near, a streamlet of satisfied honeyed truth. Like the flowered scent of a bedewled veil, so wistfully endures the swirling heat. Persists through time and doubt, until at last, like heaven's jury in a court of chance, proffers forth the once impending evil. A love, but this one most divine and fair. The memory of Queen Belmaid, my faith, my heart and will. The gentle calming wind that like the supine earth a tree's embrace, I'd welcome it. I remember Belmaid.
Stop! Sagar, wait! Go no farther! I can't do this. I can't. You must understand. Every time I have faced the Maid of Windermere, we've both dangled by the strings of fate, puppets in the telling. Now she is free of those bonds. I would not even know how to face her. Before, my victory was assured. I have never known failure. This story is yours now, my friend. Take the King's token. You are the only one left worthy of possessing it. It was you she wanted all along. I believe in you.
We meet in the flesh at last. It is a pity our relationship ends here. I was beginning to think we had a future, as creatures of common purpose. All you have witnessed was for me alone. It was justice. Imagine a lifetime of bondage 100 times over, and you will know my suffering. You, though, you are special. You are one capable of comprehending such concerns. We too, we are misunderstood. So they say, but you and I both have seen the coming fire, a change the likes of which no fae, summer or winter, has ever seen. The telling will never cease, but the ballads that make up its grand design will wither and fade, and new ones will blossom on the vine. Perhaps, but you and I are the same. We challenge the past and strive to rewrite the future. We are singing the greatest song of all. The Tuatha have taught me that power only comes with the willingness to destroy, to begin anew and tell new stories. And in Prismeer, they have found the means to do so. I weep for what might have been. You and I, side by side, wielding the power of the crystal. But there can only be one hero. me justice for what has been done to me all these many lifetimes. Don't I deserve as much? Don't we all? I have spent lifetimes being ignored. No longer.
I'll not harm her, nor preclude justice. A single parting gift of love I give to this misguided maid of Windermere. She will not suffer as I suffered, no. A swift and painless death I grant to her, and give her illusion, as she to I. And balmy blood and breath from her pours forth, a hidden dagger wielded in my hand, a torture to see the ignorant soul. The white birds of winter slowly chased each other to the cold ground as the mourners wept their tears of the hero and the maid. Sagro.
You have returned, victorious. I know you had a chance to change our telling, to break the Maid and the House of Ballads from their natural course. Yet, you did not. You struck down the witch Magwer and restored our legacy for now. But there were casualties. The Maid's death rendered Wenson impotent. This cannot stand. As a result, you have ascended to your rightful place. You are now Queen of the House of Ballads. Do not worry yourself, Highness. You did everything within your mortal power to prevent these events from taking place. And in many ways, you found success. But this is a new era, one in which the seasons ahead are known to no one. Not even you could have predicted the Maid's actions. Wenson's tale will live on in the telling, far longer than even we know. However, his actions in Windermere will be part of the ballad now, his final cowardice.
Having a mortal leader in the House of Ballads will take some getting used to. Our kind are not as prone to change as you dustlings. My telling is not one of battle and bravery, but of binding. I served Wenson himself back when the great ballads were new. We did not sing them then. We lived them. Goodbye.
Oh, I hope you're here for me. I never doubted for a moment that the maid had met her match. She has plagued the House of Ballads for too long. Good riddance, I say. Come back soon.
Wenson's departure is odd, yes, but it is clear that he has been bested by one of greater skill, one better suited to the telling. I serve you now, Sigrel, or should I say, your grace. Ah, beautiful she was, like a shadow across the surface of a frozen lake. She always wished to escape her doomed role, and perhaps now she has truly gotten her wish. My liege, I will do what I've always done, and that is to serve the summer court by reveling in the telling of the House of Ballads. I know nothing else. He will always be with me, especially after the events in Windermere. When I fight, he fights. That is the way of the telling. He will serve you well, but even Hallam knows that a mortal in the House of Ballads is an oddity, an omen, and no one knows omens like Hallam.
I serve you now, you and the telling, despite what may have happened with Wenson. How can I help? Should we even continue to call this the House of Ballads? It is far different than it was mere days ago. It is a new entity, and one that has no place in the telling. I will him in my way, but it is the telling that worries me most. It is what binds us, and when it begins to unravel, so does any order that we frail people rely upon. What she did to me and the others was unheard of for our kind, and for that she should be reviled. But still, I cannot help but have pity for that poor creature. I may stay with the House of Ballads, or I may choose to surrender my seat willingly. It has never been done, but as the maid proved, it is a time of change. Greetings, my highness. Let me be the first to swear to you my sword, my loyalty, and all the seasons of my telling. You came for us when no one else could, and you saved me. For that, I will forever lift you up in song. It is difficult to envision the court and its mission without Wenson. But we will carry on, as does the telling. It is our duty as Knights of the Summer Court. The fear in him surprised us all. It was not a characteristic of past kings and not becoming of a leader. Still, he was a kind creature, but flawed, even mortal. The tradition of the Cure Seeker will continue through and through the next maiden to take my seat. She will learn this new telling as I have learned the old one.
I am yours, Sagrel.
Welcome back to the house, Sagrel. Or is it your grace? Hallam has told me of your trials in Windermere. It must have been quite an ordeal. I am here only to serve, as I served King Wenson before you. Goodbye.